One of the effects that I see people constantly asking about inside of DaVinci Resolve is speed ramping, and actually in Resolve 20, they completely changed up how you do it. Now, instead of having to recreate a whole different video on it, what you're about to see is just a portion from my Resolve Foundations course. So if you like it and want to learn even more about DaVinci Resolve, check out the link in the description below. It's specifically designed for people who are just starting out or switching from another program. But for now, here's how you speed ramp inside of DaVinci Resolve. So there's a couple ways to do this, and I'm going to show you what I would call like the poor man's version, or the lazy man's version, which would be, we basically are going to make cuts at where we want the speed to change. Yeah, so I'll do something like this. So what we're going to do is have the beginning be slow motion, kind of go back to regular speed for this time, and then go back to the slow motion here. So we're not even going to touch the end frames. We're just going to focus on this middle bit. So the easiest way to adjust timing on a frame is going to be a shortcut, Command R, and that's going to bring up what looks like this text box right here. And we can interface with this a couple different ways. One is right on this 100%. You'll basically have quick access to some different rates that you could easily jump to. You can also change this to a freeze frame, which obviously would just make this one big constant frame here. So if we go from 100% and then just freeze frames right there, and then goes back to the regular slow motion, and we can, you know, adjust the freeze frame for as long as we want. You got a whole bunch of different options on this drop-down menu that are similar to other tools we're about to interface with. Usually I drag the top right-hand corner here, kind of where we, you know, grab our fade in and out, where we would grab that. When you have Command R turned on, it changes to these two little arrows, and you can see that percentage in the middle of the clip change. So as we bring it closer, it's speeding up the clip. Obviously, as we go here, as soon as you go below 100%, it changes to yellow, because it's going to be a little choppy, you know, at that point. So I could drag this around. Now, the tricky part with doing something like this, and let me change my playback to quarter since I'm screen recording. Unless you do the calculation beforehand, if I shot this at 144 frames, I don't know what percentage, like, I don't know if that's 400% or, you know, whatever, because I'm on a 24 FPS timeline. I can't do math that fast in my head. And so, I mean, I can play around with this and just be like, okay, there's 425%. If I hit playback, does this, okay, that looks still a little slow, but a little bit better. You know, it's a lot. You're going to kind of drive yourself crazy doing that. So the better way, the more precise way, if you want to make a slow motion clip go back to real time, is to right click on the clip, and we are going to hit change clip speed, not retime controls. That's where we just were, but change clip speed will bring up this dialog box. And in here, we can also ripple timeline. We can reverse it, freeze frame, all the stuff we saw before. But what I want to do is frames per second. You just want to change this to what you shot at. So if you shoot something at 60 FPS and it's off speed shot, which is like 60 FPS on a 24 FPS timeline, I'm working on a 24 FPS timeline. But again, I think this clip was 144, which is what the Ursa does in 8K. Audio doesn't really matter on this clip anyway. And so now if we play back this clip, we can see it's nice slow motion. And then it goes to regular time and back to slow motion again. But the thing here is there's no easing in and out of this thing, which is what like a true speed ramp artist really wants, right? Is to have that nice curve between 100% real time and then slow motion. So like I said, this totally works, and I've used it and done it before. In some clips, it, you know, that jumpiness between going from 100% speed to 600% speed and back down doesn't look that bad. But let me show you the proper way to do it. So I'm going to get our clip back. This is just our regular fully slow motion clip here. And now I'm going to bring up our keyframe editor. So this is new to DaVinci Resolve, and it's basically our one-stop shop to see everything involving keyframes. So I believe in section 1, when I showed off dynamic zoom, we took a look at keyframes over here. Well, if we utilize these keyframes, like if I set these here and then I add some new keyframes by zooming in over here, you can see in the keyframe editor under transform that we have new keyframes added. So this is just where we can actually view all those keyframes, or the easiest place to do that. But what we're interested for here is the retime speed. This often gets confused with retime frame. Just ignore it. It's retime speed is what we are going for. And so it's really quite simple. We are going to use this playhead over here, which drags our playhead in the middle of the screen. And we can go to the point roughly where we were. I'm going to drop a keyframe right there. And we'll go until he starts to turn his head again. Right around there. And we're going to drop another keyframe. Pretty simple. And now we still have one clip, which is nice. So we haven't like chopped up our clips and have to, deal with that. Now, once we have our keyframes in here, what we want to do is actually then go in and adjust the timing of these, right? And so we are going to change from our keyframe lanes to our keyframe curves with this button right up here. That's going to change our view. And we can now see this kind of line and this graph. And this is really easy to work with. So again, if I want to raise this up, that is how we are going to adjust the speed. Now this interface, to be honest, I think they still need to work with a bit because they have a nice viewer for this. And we can, was it auto zoom turned off? So we can lower it a bit here to give us easier access to get to, what was this, 600% we need to get to? Oh yeah, we need to go pretty high. So I'm going to set this to where I can see a lot more. We can see the clip shrinking. Just go below so it doesn't dip below that 24 frames. Right now, if we left it here, we're basically doing the same thing as before. We're going from 100% to 600% in an instant. It's a straight vertical line. So what we can do here is I can select this keyframe, and then I'm going to choose my ease in and ease out button right here. I'm going to do the same thing over here. And now you can see we actually have this nice curve that we can adjust. So instead of going slow motion, fast speed, slow motion, now it's going to kind of like ease in for a couple frames. And if we think this is too small of a time frame, again, because we didn't chop up our clip, right down here, we can just adjust our keyframes. So I can just move this to the right, which obviously shortens the clip because it's playing in real time further here, and we get a nice playhead action. So we can see in real time how it eases. Hopefully playback looks a little better for you than it does for me on my end, a little jagged. So there you go. That is how you adjust keyframes and retiming for clips.